your adults and stop making excuses.
When people hear that, I don't want them to hear that like, hey, who cares that you had an abusive father? Stop complaining. Like, that's hard. If you had an alcoholic father who hit you, that's impossibly challenging. I'm not saying, who cares, move on with your life, you loser. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are many people in the world who did the exercise, the therapy, the reading, the positivity in their ears, who were able to overcome adversity to live a productive life. I'm saying that if anybody in the world has ever achieved happiness and success under your circumstances, then you are capable of it. My mother lost her mother at 5.
Wow.
Well, how much more adversity do you want? And she went on to become the greatest mother of all time. So I think it's incredibly important. There's not a person listening, not a person right now behind the scenes or me and you that didn't have plenty of adversity in different ways. We all have our own adversities. I'll give you an example. I now believe one of the most adverse situations to be born into is extreme wealth. Something I would have never thought of 30 years ago. That if you told me, hey, Gary, give me a scenario where you immediately are going to worry for that person's life, I would say growing up, being born to a billionaire family that's 3rd generation wealthy. That level of potential nepotism and judgment is profound. So when somebody grows up poor in a village with no water, it's very hard for them to be empathetic to a 3rd generation billionaire's kid. However, until you walk in someone else's shoes, you don't know. And I can tell you, some of the deeply, deeply most unhappy people I know on earth are the ones that were born with the most, because it's a very challenging upbringing.